Alright, so what is going on, everyone? Me and my friend Skylar and Packboy are going to be doing our X018 thoughts. I know I made my commentary the other day, but I'm going to just go ahead and do this kind of conversation video with them. I want to get their opinions, I want to get my opinions, and kind of go in a more detailed, um, give a more detailed view of the entire show, um, and just our overall thoughts and opinions on the show. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys enjoy listening to them and their conversation back and forth. I want to do more videos like this because I enjoy conversations with I watch a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I want to maybe do my own podcast one day. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Um, let's get right into it. So X018 was Microsoft's quote unquote big event, November 10th, 2018. I had high hopes for the show. Uh, I kind of was a little overhyped. Actually, overhyped is an understatement. Um, but there was some good things in this show. So let's just start it off. First of all, like I mentioned in my commentary, the crowd in Mexico City was fantastic. I hope that in future E3s and stuff, the crowd can have that much energy because they were giving me energy. When I was watching this show and there was announcements going and they were like getting pumped, I loved it. I thought that their reaction to everything was just awesome. Um, and they started out with some Game Pass announcements. We knew they were going to have big Game Pass announcements. And they even said during the show 16 Game Pass announcements. The first one being PUBG, which I thought was pretty huge. Listen, Game Pass is a huge. It's a great value. Like if you just bought an Xbox and you buy Game Pass, you have so many games that you can play and look forward to, and you get new ones every month. I just think it's fantastic, and you get all the new Xbox exclusives going into it, day and date. So the first big game that they showed, and this was one of the highlights of the show, obviously, and something that I was looking forward to, Crackdown 3. They showed the multiplayer. The graphics looked great. The game has obviously they've delayed it a lot, but it's been worth it. The graphics look fantastic. I think multiplayer looked fun. Um, and you guys can chime in whenever you feel so free to. I just thought that you know Crackdown has had a Crackdown 3 has had a pretty troubled development, but I think it's going to pay off. I think that's going to get okay reviews, hopefully pretty good reviews. Um, I wanted to see more of the single player, but I'm glad that we got a glimpse at multiplayer.
I'm not really too big of a multiplayer guy, but I thought the multiplayer in Crackdown 3 looked insane.
Yeah,
Like it looked really good. Like what was that you mentioned? Was it like instructable environments?
yeah. You're going to be in these large areas, and
That looked really fun. Like that would be like something that would really be like fun to get in there and mess around with.
yeah, like you can be able to you can run through walls and you can shoot. Uh, you can blow up bridges and skyscrapers and all that stuff. It just looks fun. Just looks
I
like
don't think really any game has like that, do they?
no. Battlefield has some destructible environments, like as far as little buildings, but no, nothing like Crackdown. Crackdown, if done right, Crackdown 3 can actually be a very revolutionary game because this hasn't been done before, and I applaud them for that, for doing something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, that does seem like it's something completely new and original.
Yeah. Again, I always want to see more of the single player because I said it in my commentary. It feels like when Crackdown 3 is shown, they either don't show enough or they show you a glimpse and then they just go away from it. They just go and stop talking about it.
We've seen Crackdown 3 for a long time. I just hope we can finally get it in our hands.
Yeah, February 15th is the release date. February 15th, 2019. If you have Game Pass, it's going to be in there day and date. Crackdown 1 until November 30th. It's free. Back the Xbox 360 title, so make sure to go download that. Pack, do you have anything to say about Crackdown 3?
No, not really. I'm just really excited to play it. It looks really fun.
That I must say, like I had my doubts, but after seeing the multiplayer, and after like going back and replaying the first Crackdown, I'm pretty pumped for the game. I think it's gonna be really good. So
Yeah, I mean, you've been playing the first Crackdown a lot lately.
yeah, I've been having lots of fun on it in the multiplayer, and I can imagine how good Wrecking Zone's gonna be. Um, And obviously after Crackdown, they continue their talk about Game Pass, and they just elaborated that hey, we're going to have 16 titles. Um, I guess we can just go ahead and get into those. Um, One of the first Game Pass announcements they showed was a game called Void Bastards, and this caught every one of us off guard. Everyone talking, Skylar and Pack. We This was a new game. Obviously, the first thing he says is, "Oh, it's from the creator of BioShock." And when he says something like that, you're like, "Oh my god!" But it's not like a huge game. It's obviously an indie, but a first-person, cel-shaded game. I don't know. I just love the art style. I think it looks fun, and I'll definitely try it when it comes to Game Pass.
Yeah, even though I'm not really too big on first person shooters. I'm really digging the comic book aesthetic that's going on
Yeah,
with Void Bastards.
yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
it
good.
looks like a Borderlands game mixed with the Doom, like the early Doom
Yeah,
games.
it definitely had, and I like the comedy. There was like a couple funny moments during that trailer. It got me. I'm on board with it. So
Yeah, I agree.
So next, I mean, this wasn't really next. We're just going to talk about some of the highlights. We're not going like in a row of everything they showed. They did talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 at the show, which Skylar is the big Kingdom Hearts fan, so I want to let him, primarily talk about this.
Oh yeah, I'm a really big fan of Kingdom Hearts, but I thought the I thought the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that they showed was a little too sparse compared to the trailers we've seen earlier on in the year. I hope Kingdom Hearts 3 is as good as Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of gameplay. Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably one of the best JRPGs I've ever played. I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 is kind of going to be like a really big deal for Square Enix because they're kind of in a rut right now because they have lost 33 million dollars on Final Fantasy 15 because I think it's like the lead director of Final Fantasy 15, he left Square Enix. So this is kind of Square Enix's future is kind of riding on Kingdom Hearts 3. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 needs to be good. They need to
I
make
think
back
it
up
will.
that $33
I,
million
I
dollars.
think it'll do fine. Actually, I think it'll do great. Obviously, people have been waiting
Yeah,
a
I
long
think
time
so
for
too.
this.
Yeah, it's just probably like they've waited since like 2006, ever since Kingdom Hearts 2 released.
One of the things that I was disappointed to see, and you also pointed this out, was we didn't
And
get what?
who could forget Hayner's epic kick towards Xemnas?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was the best moment of the trailer. One of the things that I was disappointed to see, and you also mentioned this, is we didn't get um, the collection on Xbox. And I thought that was pretty disappointing.
Oh yeah, because I mean you're porting over Kingdom Hearts 3, but you're not porting over the HD remixes. I kind of feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. I mean, come on, we're getting the other Final Fantasy games. We're getting Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12, but we're not getting the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah,
I would really like to get the Kingdom Hearts collection over to the Xbox One.
yeah, I thought it was disappointing. For someone like me
Yeah, it's a
who's never played Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if I want to just jump into 3.
yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not a good starting point. You would really need to start with probably Birth by Sleep.
And they had the guy from Square Enix was the co-creator of Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher his name. Shinji Hashimoto, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, when they said they had him there, I was like, okay. I thought they was going to announce it because like you would think he's going to be there. They're going to have some kind of big news, but only really thing. I mean, he showed a new trailer, but he only really talked about things that we already knew about. We
Yeah,
knew the
like he
Final
talked
Fantasy games
about
were coming.
hmm he talked a lot about the classic Kingdom 2, which is kind of like them old Game and Watch mini games that you would see like on an old Nintendo handheld.
Yeah,
That's like going to be like a little mini game in the game, but I don't know. I just thought that this Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was a little bit sparse compared to the other ones that we've seen at E3.
yeah,
I thought the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer I seen at Microsoft's E3, Square Enix's E3, and PlayStation's E3 was just much better compared to this one. I
yeah,
really wish that they would have like went into like a little bit of a gameplay segment for Kingdom Hearts 3, but I didn't get that unfortunately.
yeah. Especially in a show that was 2 hours. The show did not need to be 2 hours. and it's just
Yeah.
there was a lot of filler.
While we're on the topic of Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if you've seen this, Cody, but I think Square and some uh, third party company that does like Microsoft controllers are doing like a special Kingdom Hearts 3 themed Xbox One controller.
That's cool.
Yeah, I would really like to have that controller.
Yeah, well, controllers isn't the hard thing to come by. It's custom consoles, really. That's the hard thing to come by. I don't know why Microsoft won't do those, especially
Oh
with.
man, imagine if we got like a custom Kingdom Hearts 3 themed console.
Yeah, I mean, and like a game like Forza Horizon 4, your big exclusive for the fall, didn't get a custom console, but Battlefield 5 did. I don't really understand that.
Yeah,
But,
like
nevertheless,
I have a buddy who would probably go out and rebuy another Xbox One if they announced the custom Kingdom Hearts 3 themed Xbox One.
I would love to see a Crackdown one. I mean, they need to
I feel
support
like the
their games.
Crackdown one will be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that would be beautiful. Because like Crackdown has a
Yeah,
very neon look to the Crackdown 3 has a very neon
Yeah.
look to it. Like have a neon color. Oh my gosh, I'd love to have that.
I wish Microsoft would kind of take pointers from Sony and Nintendo. Like you know how Sony had that Spider-Man PS4 Pro bundle.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Like how it has like yeah, that was gorgeous. And you know how Nintendo's coming up with the Smash Ultimate bundle.
Yep.
Yeah, I really wish Microsoft would do something similar like that with their Xbox One.
And what's happened to collector's editions? I mean, I'm sure we'll get one for Gears 5, but like, why didn't we not get a Sea of Thieves collector's edition, a big like pirate ship? Why are we not getting the Crackdown
Yeah.
agent like jumping as as a statue? Like, why are we not getting these things?
Hey, it's like I was talking about this to you the other day. Modern day video game packaging just sucks now.
Yeah, you can't even get a manual.
Yeah.
But back on the XO talk, Skylar's gonna be really talking about these next two topics. Jump Force. I'm not a huge fighting game fan, so he can talk primarily about that as well.
I honestly just thought the Jump Force showing was just boring. Like they showed a
Yeah.
lot of the Dragon Ball Z characters, and I'm really not a Dragon Ball Z fan. Don't attack
Pack
me,
is.
any Dragon Ball Z fans that are watching.
Pack enjoys
Like
Dragon Ball Z.
I just
Like
do not
Dragon
like
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. I was really hoping that we could finally see some gameplay of Light Yagami because Death Note is probably one of my favorite animes of all time, and it's also my favorite manga. So I was really bummed out that we didn't get to see any Light gameplay.
Or no new character reveal.
Yeah, or no new character reveal.
It was
Speaking of new character reveal, if they reveal any character, and if they can get the rights to use Guts from Berserk, Bandai Namco, if you're watching, please put Guts in the game. That would be a day one buy
Yeah.
if you could get Guts in that game.
I mean, it was just like Jump Force was there to be there. I didn't feel like it's like they didn't have anything new to show.
Yeah,
It was like, hey, we're Jump Force. We're coming out February 15th. It's the same day as Crackdown 3. If I remember correctly, don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah,
what it's
you're
coming
right.
out.
which I think I don't know if like Evo listings has came out yet, but Jump Force will probably have a really big presence at E3, not E3, Evo this year.
Yeah, it should. The next topic again. This is all Skylar. This is something he's been waiting for a long time. The Final Fantasy back compat news. You can take it away.
Oh yes, I've been waiting for a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy to be backwards compatible ever since Phil Spencer came out on stage. Was it E3 2015 or E3 2014?
2015. Yeah.
2015. When Phil Spencer, as soon as he walked out on stage and announced backwards compatibility, you can ask either Cody or Pac. The first thing that came out of my mouth, where's Final Fantasy 13 trilogy? Right,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is just something that I've wanted to see for a long time. I've always wanted to go back and finish Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 is a huge, highly discussed and debated topic among fans. Some people like it, some people outright hate it. Personally, when I played it, I kind of felt like I was in the middle. I didn't know if I liked it because I didn't put much time into it, but I didn't think it was god-awful.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the worst Final Fantasy game I played. In my opinion, the worst Final Fantasy game I played is probably Final Fantasy VIII. I absolutely hate the junction system. Come at me, any Final Fantasy VIII fans out there. I'm willing to argue about it. But it's not saying that 8 is completely a bad game because I do like the characters, I do like the lore, and I do like the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And Squall and Renoa is probably one of the best couples in the series.
I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, so I agree with everything you just said. Um, then we can, Pat can say more about this because this is going to be kind of mine and his topic. We got preferably the Sea of Thieves news. We got Sea of Thieves news and State of Decay 2 news. Sea of Thieves DLC, State of Decay 2 DLC. State of Decay 2 DLC was underwhelming. They did mention 2019 Trumbull Valley, which Trumbull Valley was the location in State of Decay 1, so that's going to be a new area. I'm more interested in that, but they didn't show that. They only showed the Zed Hunter pack, which is going to be free content November 16th. Um, just lots of cool weapons and stuff, but I'm not huge on State of Decay 2, so I'm more interested in Sea of Thieves news, which is the arena mode that they announced. That is a piece of content that I've been wanting in Sea of Thieves for quite some time.
It's gonna be so much fun going against everybody because it's like it feels like you're playing like a pirate version of Call of Duty because you all are going after treasure and killing each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best part about Sea of Thieves is when you meet other crews and you can fight them, you can take their treasure, and that's what arena mode is at its core. It's not about going off and doing work for the factions and stuff. It's literally about fighting crews, fighting on ships, getting treasure more, like getting more treasure than them, and just treasure hunting. And it's or getting the treasure before them, and like PvP. It's needed a PvP mode. Like it's Sea of Thieves is great and all. Like it's an okay game. It's needed content. This is a piece of content that once this drops, I'm going to be on Sea of Thieves because I want to play this.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a big adrenaline rush whenever you get into it.
Yeah, and I hope they add like I hope they drop a lot of like new cosmetics to go along with it. So like you're not only grinding because the mode's fun, but you're grinding to get cool cosmetics and stuff. So I'm pumped for the Sea of Thieves DLC. Um, Another game that I have to mention because they showed a lot of multiplats, but I did like the Shadow of the Tomb Raider DLC. I didn't care much about. Um, but Just Cause 4. Um, I feel like this game has been not getting as much attention as like because obviously this year's been huge with Red Dead and Call of Duty and all that stuff. But
God of War and Spider-Man.
yeah, there's been loads of like other games to take attention away from games like Tomb Raider and Just Cause and stuff. But the cinematic and gameplay that they showed at XO of Just Cause 4 looked fantastic and actually like got me hyped. Like I would buy that game because it just looked fun. The tornado, like honestly, like you don't see that much in games. Like a tornado that will like you're driving past it and it'll lift your car up and
The thing is, the tornado is never ending. Like it's always there.
yeah, they said
Like
it was
it's
in the
always.
world. Yeah, they said it was in the world. It was showing because in Just Cause you have a grappling gun and like like he was showing him like shooting like these explosive like big like barrels and stuff up into the tornado and it looked fun. They showed like it was showing him destroying like a bridge and all this stuff. Like it just looked like one of those games that I could play and just have fun with and not take myself too seriously.
You mentioned something about the Forge DLC and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What really was that? Like, what kind of DLC was that?
All I know is it was like co-op stuff and like tombs and stuff. That's all I know. I honestly like I'm just not like after the 2013 reboot. I haven't really been big into the Tomb Raider trilogy. Like I love the 2013 reboot, but after that I just kind of got out of it. So
I
honestly,
really need to pick up the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
it looks good.
But I'm hearing a lot of mixed reviews about it though. I mean, some people say they like it, some people say they hate it. I think IGN gave Shadow of the Tomb Raider a 6, but they also knocked off points for Gears of War because it used the A button too
Yeah,
much.
the Gears Ultimate Edition IGN said they knocked off points on the review because it used the A button too much, which anyone who's played Gears know that the A button, okay, it's a button that you use. It's
And they also knocked off points for one of the Pokemon remakes on 3DS for having a too much water, even though the game takes place on an island. But okay, IGN,
yeah.
well, it's whatever.
Before we get to the big news of the show, um, some more Game Pass news. Hellblade is coming to Game Pass in December, which I thought that was fantastic. Hellblade is a fantastic game from Ninja Theory, and I hope millions of people download it because Phil Spencer did confirm at the show that Game Pass has millions of subscribers. It's good to see that the service is doing well. I hope that people download Hellblade. Also, Ori and the Blind Forest. I can't remember. I think it was the definitive edition coming to Game Pass. Obviously, my game of the generation. It's fantastic. Everyone should download it. Everyone that has Game Pass should download that game. And they also confirmed that Will of the Wisp, the sequel in 2019, will be coming to Game Pass as well. They confirmed 16 games for Game Pass. You just look up the list and read for yourself. I didn't. There was a lot of them that I didn't pay attention to. There was a great indie. What was the name, Pac? Me and you played it. Kingdom. What? I can't remember.
Kingdom Newlands.
Yeah. I recommend everyone go download that if you have Game Pass. That's fun. It's a good game.
I'm on
Soundtrack's great.
I'm on day 36 right now on that game.
Yeah, it's like you build your kingdom and you're trying to survive like through days. I love it. The soundtrack is great. The art style is fantastic. It's a good game. Everyone go download it. There's loads of games. Again, they added 16. I would go look up the list, and if you have Game Pass, try them all. Especially Hellblade and Ori. Those are two of the biggest ones they added.
I think you're missing on another big game that Microsoft showed at XO, which was Devil May Cry.
They did show
No,
Devil
with
May
this
Cry.
trailer.
Yeah, you can talk
With
about
this
that.
trailer, I was actually more pleased with the Devil May Cry trailer than I was with the Kingdom Hearts 3 one. I really like the Void, what they showed, which was a practice arena where you can practice your combos and techniques with your devil arms. I thought that was really interesting because a lot of these stylish action games or character action games or however you want to phrase it, a lot of them don't really have a training room where we could practice our combos and our techniques.
Yeah.
You pretty much just have to do that in the main game. But with this, it's different, which this is a change that I really really enjoy.
Yeah.
And another thing, as a diehard fan of the Mega Man series, I was truly thrilled when I seen the Mega Buster
Yeah, I
being
thought that was cool.
represented in the game. Yeah, that was awesome. I pray that Devil May Cry 5 is going to be just as good, if not better than its predecessors.
Well, it does look.
And the Bayonetta series, which I believe that, I'm sorry Devil May Cry fans out there, but I simply think the Bayonetta series is much better. Don't hate me on that. I still like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 3 is still probably one of my favorite character action games. But I think that Devil May Cry 5 is probably going to revolutionize the character action genre, just like Devil May Cry 3 did back in 2006.
Well,
And if I see maybe like a devil arm for probably like maybe Ryu doing like a Shoryuken or a Hadouken, I'd probably nut because that would be insane. That would be hilarious to have.
even someone who like me, like I've never played Devil May Cry, but Devil May Cry 5 looks good. I could, I can,
Oh
I can
yeah,
see
it
myself
looks
playing that
great.
game.
Yeah, I would definitely pick it up.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes of XO. Obviously, at the end of the show, they had been teasing it the entire show, which after we talk about this, I'm going to go into some of my complaints of the show because I didn't think the show was that good. I thought it was. I hope next year is much much better. But Matt Booty, the head of Microsoft Studios, came on at the end to announce new studio acquisitions, and he announced that NXL Entertainment and Obsidian Entertainment are joining the Microsoft Studios family. I think it's a fantastic move because obviously this isn't a move that's going to give you games tomorrow. But what this move does is it proves that Microsoft are actually serious about next generation. They realize that in order to get exclusive games, you need studios, and Microsoft have not had a big presence in the RPG genre other than Fable, and Fable until Playground, the rumored Playground Fable reboot is showed, they don't have a Fable or they don't have an RPG game. So they just went out and acquired two RPG studios who, in Exile, Brian Fargo, the studio head, helped create the original Fallout. Obsidian have obviously made they're fantastic RPG makers, and they make great stories within those RPG games. Like Fallout New Vegas, fantastic, one of the best Fallout games ever. I just think that this is a move that, again, ever since E3, the studio announcements were fantastic, but this is, Obsidian is a quality developer. Like, I'm very excited to see what NX will do, but Obsidian is a very quality developer. And
Yeah, they're top tier.
out of all the studios they've acquired, obviously, most interested to see what Obsidian, Ninja Theory, and Playground do, because, or well, actually, check that the initiative. That's obviously like the biggest one. Like the initiative is their biggest focus. That they're building a quadruple A studio. They're wanting to go after that Rockstar, that Naughty Dog type developer because everyone needs one. Nintendo have their A-list developers, their A-list IPs. Sony have their A-list developers and their A-list IPs. Obviously, Microsoft have Halo and Gears, but Halo and Gears have lost a lot of the relevancy that they used to have. They need a studio that's going to not only create franchises, but create multiple of those franchises, and that's what the initiative is going to be. But Obsidian, I'm really hoping that they work on a AAA open world RPG. Um, you guys can give your thoughts on the studio acquisitions. I personally thought it was just fantastic.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the highlights of the show. Even though I haven't played any of the games that Obsidian and Exile have made, I hope they give Microsoft the advantage against Sony next generation.
Well, I don't know if I'd say advantage, but I think that they're going to. Um, I think that they're going to, you know, it's what they need. Listen, you know, when Sony are putting out games like Spider-Man and God of War, and Microsoft, although a game like Forza Horizon 4 is a very quality game, it's got high reviews, but they need a developer, or they need multiple developers to put out those types of games. And I know it's not, we don't know, like, all of these studios could create games that suck. We don't know that. But that's not my
Let's hope
job.
not.
My job isn't to tell you that their games are going to suck. My job is to tell you that Microsoft, in 1 year, not even 1 year, in a multi-month span, have added 7 new studios. And that's something that people have been wanting them to do for so long. And it was obviously the best announcement for the show for me, other than Crackdown 3.
What was some of the things that you were expecting to be there, but ultimately didn't show up?
Um, I got my hopes up um, really high for the show. I really thought that Ninja Theory was going to show their new game. Although Phil Spencer did tease it. Phil Spencer, when he was talking about Ninja Theory and Hellblade, he did say, looking forward to next year and things that might come. So I think that we're going to get a new announcement from Ninja Theory next year. A3, probably. Um, I guess I guess we can talk about our complaints of the show. I have lots of complaints.
Well, there is two major things that I was kind of expecting. I was expecting some news on Cuphead's The Delicious Last Course DLC,
Yeah.
because I really love Cuphead, and I'm honestly going to come out and say I think it's the best Xbox One game. And I was really looking forward for maybe like a release date of The Delicious Last Course. Had they
Yeah.
gave one?
I think
What
they
was
only
the
said
release date?
2019. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was maybe the first quarter or second quarter of
They
2019, but
may have said
I'm looking
early
forward.
2019. Maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, I am definitely looking forward to that. Cuphead is like your balls to the wall run and gun platformer. It is
Yeah,
very difficult,
it's
but
great.
it is a very great game at the same time.
I would have.
Also, I was kind of expecting to see a Banjo remake, because that
Yeah,
has
me too.
apparently been in the talks for a long time. I think in this day and age, it's kind of rough being a Banjo fan, because I'm a really big Nintendo guy, and I was really, really, really had my hopes up for him to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate due to this wrench leak that turned out to be false. But then I also hope that I got this remake to compensate for Banjo not being in Smash, and that never happened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of rough being a Banjo fan in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to the Cuphead for a second, uh, that might be a studio that Microsoft should look at, because I think Cuphead has a lot of potential of room that could go. There's a lot of things you could do with Cuphead. A lot of people love the game. A lot of people love the characters. The Banjo remake, I agree 100%. I just think that I thought that Microsoft were having this show to announce something big. And that big thing, I guess, ended up being the studios. But I think it was a missed opportunity, and we didn't get Gears 5 gameplay. We didn't get Battletoads gameplay. Um,
No Halo Infinite gameplay either.
Halo Infinite didn't show up. Playground didn't show up with Fable. I think that one of my biggest complaints with
Also,
the
we didn't
show,
get your favorite Will o' the Wisp either.
yeah, that was one of the things I should have talked about. No Will of the Wisp gameplay, no release date. Um, that's unfortunate. I think that next year, like Inside Xbox is a show that Xbox has every month, and I think that at the start of January, I think they really got to look at that show and just rework the format. Um, this show did not need to be 2 hours. This show did not need to have Inside Xbox incorporated in it. XO should have been its own thing. It should not have been an Inside Xbox stream. And I hope next year that X019 is its own event. It's not an Inside Xbox stream. It's not 2 hours long unless they have 2 hours of good content, not filler. Um, I think that just a lot of missed opportunities with this show that I'm hoping next year, you know, because like I feel like with new studios, like back in the day, Microsoft would always save games like Halo and Gears for the big splash at E3 because they didn't have anything else. Well, now you have 7 new studios. Gears and Halo can take, I don't want to say take the back seat because I'm a mega Halo fan. I love the series, but in order for Halo to, one of the reasons that Halo is losing its relevancy is because it's the main focus all the time. Like Xbox, that's all they have to push. Now they don't have to rely on Halo and Gears. So I thought that they could have got away with showing Gears 5 gameplay at E3 and then or at XO, and then E3 rolls around and you reveal new games from new studios and stuff like that. Um, I thought that if Banjo is really being in the works for a remake, I don't see why it was not shown at this show. Why was Battletoads not shown at this show? Like you announced the game
Yeah,
at
I mean
E3, you don't show
Battletoads
no
is at least
gameplay.
confirmed.
Yeah, like that game's confirmed, but you didn't show no gameplay. And I just, as an Xbox fan, as someone who has been like hoping and wishing that Xbox would do a second show because Gamescom is not anything anymore. No, like that is not a show that you can look to for news now. I was hoping that Xbox would do something like this, and I finally got my wish. And I guess I did get new studios, and I love new studios, but I was really hoping, you know, that, because there was a lot of people that watched XO, and there was a lot of people that was disappointed. Xbox fans as well. They were disappointed. Um, because and all of that would have been changed. All of it would have been worth it if right at the end we seen the Ninja 3 logo pop up and we got, I don't know, a Hellblade 2 or a new IP. Everyone's like, mine would have, like, I would have sat through all of the filler that I didn't care about if I was shown a new Ninja 3 game. I would have been like, yes, thank you. New studios and Ninja 3's new game, that's great. Because then it reaffirms in my mind that XO is going to be somewhere you can look to for news. I still think there's going to be big news at this show, like next year, but there was missed opportunities. There was a lot of people tuning into the show, and I thought that they had to make a good impression, and they didn't make that good impression in my opinion. So everyone else can give their overall thoughts on this show. I guess I've gave mine.
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was perfect either. And I thought it was just like right in the middle of okay. Like I said, I mainly watched XO for third-party announcements, and I got somewhat of a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. I felt my Devil May Cry gap with the Devil May Cry 5 Void announcement, and I've got my wish with the backwards compatible title for a long, long time. So, but I was just kind of expecting a little bit more of an announcement.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That's the biggest.
Like I guess I had my hopes up for far too much.
Well, I do think next year, because I mean, I guess if it isn't ready, Phil Spencer has proven that if games aren't ready, he's not going to show them. So, if Ninja 3 truly didn't have anything ready, then that's why they weren't there.
I mean, this ain't Square Enix we're talking about here,
Pac, what did you think of EXO? It seems that Pac has fell asleep or not there. So, I'm going to assume,
AFK.
if I remember correctly, Pack was kind of on the side of where I'm at. Like it was kind of underwhelming. So yeah, I don't know where he's at. His Scott might have messed up or something. But um, in case you don't have anything else to add, Skylar, I think that's it for me. That's kind of all I needed to say.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, well, um, thank you everyone for watching. Um, comment your thoughts on XO if you watched it, and if you enjoyed it or you didn't like it or you agreed with us. If there's any points you want to make sure to comment them and subscribe. And see y'all later.